education would be complete without insurance in this industry factory. Maybe the bus could get us to the make me sit in prison.
Okay, let's Yes, read and check the child with his wife.
Big sister is still wearing. Must be a light. Oh, front of your arm and took flight alongside the A's. As a bring me in on this
There was an exchange, and the Knuckle Bunnies were back for where they belonged.
Look how lazy he is. He can't wipe the fly off his. And somebody's been using my pimple cream.
40,000 spectators attended the regal ceremony. This guy is 12 require 1,000 voices.
I don't think so, Peter.
I know, the page is upside down. I meant to do that. Whoever looks at the dedication stuff,
Thousands of them gathered.
On the second day, 2 grains of rice were sent to the wise man, and the king and the wise man each placed a grain of rice on the second day.
Who do you want to dedicate the king to?
He planted himself in the center of the room. Praise God.
We have fun for receptions in our school to start.
Kids, keep on reading.
Then outline.
I think it's poisonous or something. One by one.
Then what?
Killer.
Oh, that's really good.
These are we supposed to have like. Oh really? That's cool. Are we supposed to, as they tell us, write it in there?
George got it now. Unless he was safe on board.
But why didn't you about people?
So for this side, do you guys want to like in Girl Scouts? I was afraid I might do this. Just help you turn and write it down.
But you know what?
Why are you doing that?
It's a lot better than us.
I know.
This is like an art school. It's not an art school.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
Magical forest.
Let's get to work. What did you do?
Maybe what we should draw is
Yeah.
Well, tell me about a time when.
wait, was this like
It was, so I thought maybe you were in the same. Tomorrow I'm going to next
I got smacked so high that pretty jumped. It felt like I was flying.
And then I tried to slam dunk it, but I hit the thing so much. I was like, this is me. Here's the hoop right there. I jumped on the side.
thing that comes to mind. So I was in my house watching TV that I heard myself.
She does. Does she like it? What'd you say?
It's getting that great drawing.
tasty. That's a good one. Our dog.
My substitute Oh, they're shadow.
It's my favorite look.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's the pigeon. It looks like the pigeon who drives the bus. I love that.
Okay, so what was your favorite?
Do you want to read it? Can you read it?
Yeah, sure. There once was a bear in the forest. His name was Liz, and he was very hungry. He was a black bear, so he went looking for food. He looked in the woods for a while, and he finally found some food.
And then the whole Are you guys related?
Yes. No, since I last was here.
It's like,
You stick in home and play it, said Judy. No, said Peter. It could be somebody's. It can be somebody's. And all of a sudden, something caught the children's eyes. A note. It read, "Read the instructions carefully."
It shocks me that they're learning a lot more than what we were learning when we were in kindergarten, and it seems as if they're being prepped for higher learning at higher levels of school. Like, and when they're in 8th grade, they'll probably be learning stuff that we won't learn probably until high school.
We finished reading The Secret Knowledge of Grown-Ups, and then we wrote the book based off of his idea. It was called Gorilla, and it went like this. The gorilla walked, then he did tricks. Then he walked into empty air and said, "Uh-oh, I need to fall off a cliff." Then his tooth fell out as he started falling. The end. And when we shared it, the whole class got a kick out of it. The illustrations looked a little more like turtles than gorillas, but, you know, he's a kindergartner, so...
Okay. Literacy day was pretty normal. You know, my buddy Isaac was pretty cool and whatnot. We read a book, and we wrote a book about animals, and we read his book. But the most fun we had was definitely after all that, when we read a different book, and it was about camels. And he kept calling every camel Jackie Chan or Mexican. And also we were playing with the other kids and reading the book about Jackie Chan and all the Mexicans. And yeah, and he kept drawing animals, and they had goatees and mustaches, and yeah.
So I had Literacy Day, and it was pretty fun because I had this little kid named Brendan, and I'm Brandon. It's pretty fun because it was pretty funny. And the book I was reading was called 21 Elephants, and I wanted to bring another book with what's it called? 6 Chinese Women, because that'd be ironic. And it was a pretty funny that day because he was playing Pokemon, I guess, and he was just pretty awesome because he played hockey. So.
And we're live.
Well, I thought Literacy Day was pretty awesome. I got paired up with a girl. I was in kindergarten, and her name was like Brianna, and she was really funny. And anyway, I read her a book called Goldie and the 3 Bears, and she really liked that. And then she wrote pretty much an identical story, except that the bears came into her house and ate her stuff. Was in her bed, and then she chased them out. So, but I mean, if I was gonna, I guess I would do it again. It's one thing. Yeah.
Well, today was Literacy Day, 2011, and I thought it was pretty fun because I was in a first grade class and I got paired up with a girl named Maddie, and I think one of the best parts was writing the story about flying pigs. It was pretty fun. So yeah, I would definitely do it again, and it was really cool getting to go in and like see all their faces like light up, be like, oh, the 8th graders are here. It was really fun.
My day was pretty normal. I got 2 buddies instead of 1, and well, one of them decided to write about the Easter Bunny, who apparently had broken feet. Then they had to do a fake bunny, but then he got better.
Literacy Day was really interesting and more fun than I thought it would be. When I first walked in the room, I was kind of confused. I was wondering who and how I would get paired up with. Eventually, Mrs. Levine told us to pick 1 or 2 of her second graders, so I went up to a group of kids, and a little girl named Greer wanted to go with me. I introduced myself and asked her some questions. We had about a minute of conversation, then we got started. I told her I would be reading her If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I made some comments every few pages. When we finished, we moved on to the story she had to write. At first, Greer was really quiet, but eventually she started to come out of her shell. I eventually enjoyed myself a lot more than I expected, and at the end, Greer gave me a hug and a high five.
Day report. Reflection. I thought Literacy Day was good because you got to read to other people that really can't know how to read that well, and we get you got to see someone who you got to see some of their drawing.
I thought it was really interesting to read to the little kids because they had like a bunch of like different views on stuff, like the books we were reading. They always like thought about like different stuff than I would have thought about, so it's kind of cool, I guess. And I had I had 2 little girls in my group, and one was really quiet, but the other one was like really like outgoing, I guess. I don't know. So she kind of like encouraged the other one to like be more outgoing. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Literacy Day because I went to Stadium. I met this girl named Angelina. Although I didn't go to Stadium, I still enjoyed visiting there. The girl that I met was a Chinese girl from China. She had a very good story. She was born in China, but she was adopted after being about 10 months old and now lives here in Lake Orion. I was very interested, so I asked a couple questions, but she did the same with me. Angelina asked me about middle school and languages and all sorts of things. I really enjoyed Literacy Day, and I would love to go to another school and read to a student again.
Overall, I really enjoyed helping the kids. They were really cute, and I loved being the teacher. I want to do Literacy Day again.